Power, the kind that ripples through a room, bending air and making spines stiffen, hearts skip. True power doesn't announce itself. It doesn't scream. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't parade like a desperate peacock, craving admiration. No, real power whispers. It hums softly in the silence of your presence, a quiet, unrelenting force that suffocates the weak and makes every soul near you shiver. The kind of power that renders words meaningless, explanations obsolete. Because when you forge yourself into something unbreakable, when every fiber of your being radiates icy, relentless strength, there's no need to speak. Your aura bends the room to your will. Picture entering a space, silent, still, yet the shift is undeniable. Eyes flick toward you, air tightens, laughter falters, conversations wane, then silence descends. Heads lower, throats tighten, hands tremble, because without a word, without a glance, without raising a single brow, you've commanded fear, not with violence, not with force, but with the sheer magnitude of your presence. A presence louder than threats, louder than rage, louder than any attempt to dominate. Your being speaks volumes. You've become something beyond ordinary comprehension. Why? Because every knockdown, every betrayal, every insult you survived became fuel. Every hit, every stab of pain absorbed, woven into your bones until it forged you into something terrifyingly resilient. Now that power simmers beneath your surface, invisible but undeniable in your eyes, your step, your breath, a living testament to the torment you endured, to the transformation it birthed. You've become an enigma, a force that doesn't need to speak, because every particle of your existence radiates strength, and those around you feel it. Even in silence, it screams. This is the art of presence, of walking into a room and commanding it without a sound. You don't need hands, gestures, or threats. The atmosphere bends to your gravity. Those who truly understand power know this influence is subtle, control is invisible. It's in the stammered words, the averted gazes, the bravado that crumbles in your orbit. Every atom of you, reforged from pain and resilience, pulses with a silent, undeniable authority. Intensity it radiates from you, it strikes those around on a primal level, bypassing reason, bypassing speech. It hits the essence of who they are, the instincts, the unease, the knowledge that they stand in the shadow of something far beyond their comprehension. And that's where true power exists, not in noise, not in fury, but in the stillness and the quiet. When you can make people falter, make their pride crumble, make their very being recoil, all without a single word spoken. That's mastery. To command fear, to be recognized as danger without announcing it. You've arrived at a place few dare enter, a place where every breath, every flicker of your eye, every slight motion carries the weight of your struggles, your scars, your relentless refusal to be anything less than terrifyingly unstoppable. That's why they dread you, because you become a force of nature, a manifestation of what they'll never understand, and it unsettles them to their core. You've learned to wield silence like a blade, to strike with precision through egos and illusions without speaking, because silence forces thought, forces confrontation with the unknown, forces them to imagine the depths behind your gaze, the thoughts simmering beneath that unreadable calm. And that's its brilliance. The less you give away, the more they're consumed by uncertainty, by the terror of what you might be capable of. The human mind hates the void, and in that void their imagination becomes your weapon. Every fear, every unspoken nightmare projected onto you, until silence becomes unbearable and they writhe under the weight of their own mental torment. To master presence is to master control, to be the unseen force that bends hearts and minds without revealing its touch, to be the shadow in the room, the ghost that looms, the threat sensed but never acknowledged. There exists a type of power that surpasses words, a force that radiates not from speech but from existence, silent confidence, born in solitude, carved by relentless nights and early mornings, cannot be faked. It is a presence forged in darkness, in the disciplined pursuit of goals achieved away from eyes of the world. It is the strength of one who doesn't need to boast, who craves no applause, because true validation is in the brutal reality of achievement. Achievements that speak, that radiate through every glance, every gesture, every breath. When you've done the work, when you've bled for your craft, there's no need to proclaim victory. Results wrap around you like a second skin. You become the embodiment of what others only whisper about, while they waste breath, spilling ambitions into the air. You remain silent, deadly silent, because in silence there is focus, in silence there is discipline, in silence there is the understanding that those who speak rarely do, and those who do rarely speak. Silence is where real power grows, unbroken by desire for validation, unshaken by the need to prove anything to anyone. The world has been trained to value noise to confuse volume with strength, but it's a lie. True strength, true mastery, moves quietly, it breathes softly, and yet it dominates the space. Those who carry silent confidence possess something rare, something invisible yet undeniable, a presence, a pull. You've felt it before, witnessed it before. When a true master steps into a room, people instinctively adjust. They speak softer, move smaller, because they sense the weight of someone who doesn't need to announce themselves, because silence unnerves. Silence creates doubt, fear, hesitation. Silence carries the heft of unseen victories, of battles fought alone in shadows of sweat and sacrifice. And when you become the one who achieves without speaking, your presence becomes a living proof of your journey. Picture walking in alone, wrapped in the enigma of your efforts. The very air hums with unspoken stories, with the unknown. No one knows the depth of your work or the struggle behind it, yet something about you makes them pause, feel the gravity of your quiet, because that's what happens when triumphs are earned behind closed doors. Every success, every milestone accomplished without broadcast, builds layer upon layer of invisible armor, and that armor, that confidence, radiates a silent, deadly energy. It transforms you into a puzzle, an enigma no one can decipher, because everyone else is too loud, too desperate to fill silence with empty proclamations, with their craving for attention like moths to fire. And in that frenzy they dissipate, chasing validation, seeking applause for deeds not yet done, and in their haste they weaken the essence of power. True power isn't hunted, it's magnetic. It gravitates to those who remain calm, unshaken, wholly detached from the clamor around them. The power that comes from knowing deep within that your actions have spoken louder than any words could ever scream. This is why silent confidence terrifies people, why it unsettles them, because it can't be challenged, it can't be provoked, it can't be manipulated, it simply exists. And that makes it dangerous, because the human mind craves comprehension, wants to label, define, contain. But when you move cloaked in the mantle of your earned mastery, never uttering a word, you become unknowable, and they fear the unknown. The aura forged through silent victories repels the weak, draws the inquisitive, makes every gesture, every step feel like a revelation. It isn't the kind of power you wear on your sleeve, it's the kind that radiates from your core, seeps into the air around you, and leaves everyone in awe. In its presence there's a kind of sorcery in that aura, the sorcery of control, because silence doesn't merely convey, it commands it. It twists perception, reshapes reality, creates a haze of doubt that forces others to question themselves. Every unspoken thought, every withheld declaration lingers heavy in the atmosphere. What have you achieved? What are you capable of? And in that tension, in that charged void, you hold the advantage, while the loudest mouths reveal their insecurities, broadcasting themselves with every boast. You, the quiet one, draws attention effortlessly without a single utterance. Haste is a seductive trap, a treacherous mirage that promises progress when it's nothing but chaos and motion, racing, blindly scrambling for instant wins, desperate for immediate recognition, clawing for shallow triumphs. It's the symptom of a frantic mind, the obsessive chase to be noticed, the addiction to validation, a poison that erodes the foundation of your being, leaving you hollow, because in the pursuit of speed, the fleeting high of reward, you abandon the thing that truly matters, purpose. And without purpose all movement is meaningless, just frantic motion with no aim. Picture a vessel, engines blazing, slicing through waves at breakneck pace, but without compass or map or direction, surging forward endlessly. It tears through itself, burning fuel and energy for nothing, just relentless motion, no destination, no meaning. And when it finally exhausts itself adrift, it's further from its goal than at the start. Speed without purpose is destruction in slow motion, a path paved by the obsession to impress others, to prove your worth, pushing endlessly for validation, that fleeting nod, that instant recognition. It's the trap. Validation is a drug, one hit and you crave more, one word of praise and you're addicted, chasing each scrap of attention like a famished predator. And in that obsession everything else fades, direction, clarity, mastery, all sacrificed to the hunger of being seen. It's a hollow existence, a cycle of highs and crushing lows, where emptiness reigns and festers until the soul is little more than a shell. That's why true power, true mastery comes not from racing forward, but from choosing the path, deliberately building, slowly constructing a foundation so solid, so unyielding, that no storm, no obstacle, no criticism can shake it. The wise know that direction is the key, because a single deliberate step in the right direction outweighs 1,000 frantic sprints in the wrong one. When every action is intentional, every choice aligned, every move calculated with purpose, then time bends to your favor. You no longer race against it, you shape it, you wield it to your advantage. But those consumed by the craving for speed, for instant victories, will never understand this. They exhaust themselves, burning through energy, through resources, through decades, in a chaotic rush to prove something. And in the end, when the frenzy catches them, when their recklessness topples, then they'll stare dumbfounded at the ruin of their own making. Bewildered, questioning how it all slipped away, they were fast, they were relentless, but they were directionless, and speed without purposes. Disaster waiting to happen, a train charging down the tracks with no destination, doomed to derail. Because real mastery, real dominance is forged slowly. It demands patience, it requires the strength to endure, in silence to resist the pull of instant gratification, to hold firm while the world spins in a mad rush. The masses crave everything, now wealth, fame, approval, but those who truly master the game know that haste is for the weak. The true giants, the titans of any arena, move deliberately, every stride precise, every pause intentional, every setback anticipated. They're not driven by superficial desire to be seen, they're driven by something far deeper, something internal, an unwavering resolve to evolve. This is why instant gratification is the enemy of greatness. It's the bait that keeps you chasing illusions while the real path remains hidden, because building something worthy demands time, cultivating unshakable skills, creating foundations that last. It's a slow, meticulous process, requiring patience, but in that patience, in that refusal to hurry, lies real power. The power to endure while others collapse, the power to wait while others stumble, the power to move with the precision of a predator stalking prey, knowing exactly when to strike, exactly where to deliver the fatal blow. When you rise from the ashes, when the remnants of your past life settle and the darkness gives way to the blinding light of transformation, the ghosts of your past will return, not to celebrate, not to acknowledge the force you've become, but to infiltrate, to claw their way back into your reality, not from remorse or understanding, but from a dark desire to reclaim what they abandoned. They witness your rise not as triumph, but as an affront. It's the reflection of their own inadequacy, a cruel reminder of what they threw away, and that thought gnaws at them, because nothing is more infuriating, nothing more tragically enraging to those who surrendered on you. Then, witnessing what you've become without them, they abandoned you in the wreckage. They walked away from the shattered fragments, but now those fragments have been reforged into something fierce, something radiant, and it terrifies them. Your ascent is a challenge to their arrogance, a dagger to their pride, because if you can thrive without them, if you can flourish in their absence, then what does that say about their own significance? It sparks a creeping poison of self-doubt, planted by the very sight of your growth. So they slither back, wearing masks of false charm, whispering sugar-coated lies, promising that they've changed. But remember, wolves don't abandon their instincts, and vipers never forget their strike. Those who left you in the abyss, those who turned their backs when you were at your lowest, don't return to celebrate your success. They return to corrupt it, to undermine it from within, to dismantle what they cannot control, because the image of you, stronger, sharper, and untamed, pierces their fragile egos like a sword. So they creep back into your world, offering the illusion of friendship while concealing a blade behind their back, waiting for the moment you lower your guard. It's a game to them, a cruel power play. They want to destroy what they couldn't create, they want to defile what you painstakingly forged with your own blood, sweat, and solitude. Because if they can shatter you now, after all you've achieved, after all you've endured, it validates the lies they told themselves when they walked away. It justifies their abandonment, their cowardice. If they can reduce you to rubble again, it means you were never truly strong. It means you were never capable of standing unassisted, and that's what they crave. They need you to stumble, to fall, so they can cling to the illusion that you were always meant to be lesser, always meant to remain nothing. But now the roles are reversed. You're no longer the broken, desperate figure they once discarded. You forged yourself into something formidable, something beyond their understanding. The scars they inflicted have become armor. The pain they dealt has been honed into a weapon, and every step you claim, every victory you seize, every part of your life fortified without them crushes them a little more. Their smiles waver, their voices falter, because they realize slowly and painfully that they have no dominion over you, that the chains they once used to hold you down have been shattered beyond repairs. So watch them slither back like moths to a flame, drawn by the brilliance of your ascension. But do not be fooled, do not let your compassion betray you. Remember who left you in the darkness, remember who celebrated your pain. Steal your resolve and keep your heart colder, because they don't return to mend, they return to claw, to drag their hands into the fortress of your newfound power and pull you back into the void. Your success threatens them, a mirror reflecting their fragile egos. They don't want to witness your shine, they want to snuff it out, and that's the irony. The very ones who abandoned you when you had nothing will return, crawling when you you possess everything. Their envy thick in the air there, desperation almost ridiculous, but here is where your strength resides, in denying them and shutting them out, and standing tall, unshakable and untouched, because no vengeance is sharper, no more satisfying punishment exists than showing them exactly how irrelevant they always were when you turn your back in silence, when you close the door they arrogantly walked out of. That is the strike that devastates them, because it proves one clear, undeniable truth: your ascent was inevitable, and their presence never mattered. Let them seethe, let them shatter, let the weight of your absence hang heavy over them like a shroud, because the higher you soar, the emptier their lives become. They'll be forced to witness the wreckage of the decisions they made, to choke on the bitter truth that their absence became your salvation, and every victory, every milestone you claim without them is another hammer blow to the coffin of their illusions.